All ready to flip and do.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Between Two Ewers. Hi, Lisa. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
We have a very special guest today. We have Lisa Orr on the show today. Welcome,
And
Lisa.
her lovely assistant, Lois.
And Lewis. Hi, Lewis. And Gretchen, the dog, is around there somewhere, right?
She's in bed over there. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome. Thanks for being on the show. It's so nice to finally get to chat with you. We were at Flower City together. We didn't get much time to chat.
No.
No. So you're going to make some butter dishes for us today. I'm so glad
Yeah.
people can watch you make.
Yeah.
That's
I use bisque molds because they're so simple and easy to make. And I just like carve them out of a hunk of clay
yeah.
using a putty knife and like things like that, tools like
Mm-hmm.
that. And
Yep.
I don't have to have plaster molds or mess or bags or waiting for it to set or chipping. I don't have to have any of that. I can
Yep.
have
I
this.
completely
If
agree.
this breaks, then I just glue it back together and it
Yep, I have
works.
I have quite a few of those bases. I make them. I call them butts. It's the same thing. I used to make them out of plaster, and then plaster sucks.
Mhm.
At least for me. I mean, some people are like, "Oh, it's just a 2-to-1 ratio. It's super simple." I'm like, "No, no, it's not."
Yeah.
But I had some of my bases blow off. I had 3 jars, and the bases blew off this morning. I don't know what I did. Like the foot just kind of came
You
right off the
boiled
bottom.
water inside your clay.
Well, yeah, but these had been sitting out for a long time. So the only thing I can think of was when I put Terracig on it,
Uh huh.
it reconstituted it, re-wet it,
Yeah.
and then blew it off. But gosh darn, these were slated for a show. So yeah,
Well,
this was
you need a different firing schedule.
yep. Yeah. Sometimes if I'm really like not in a rush, I'll just make sure I'll put it on the dry cycle and let it sit there at 180 degrees for 6 hours. So I
Okay.
know it's nice
Can
and
I
dry, but oh.
can I start with a tip then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, someone I know works at Marazzi Tile, a ceramic engineer,
Uh-huh.
Carla Wagner. She's amazing. And she helped me come up with a firing schedule because the presets are not very good. I used to have this when I worked at a school, this gigantic oval scut, and I would put kid work that was almost dry in the bottom middle and use that slow setting, use the preset,
Yep.
and it would um I would set it for like I had stuff blow up sometimes in that bottom middle section of the big oval scut.
Yep.
And I would set it for like 8 hours. That didn't work. I blew up stuff. 10, 12 hours. Nope, that didn't work. 18 hours. It did
Wow.
not work. And
Wow.
so uh well anyway, I talked to her and I do my own schedule. So I don't use any of the presets because water boils at 220, 212.
Hmm.
And so that is all about the atmosphere. The pyrometers are measuring the atmosphere, not the wear, not the shelves. So it needs to be above that boiling point to dry out the wear sufficiently. So I put mine an industry what they use. It's either 245 or 254. I believe it's 254 as the atmosphere drying out the wear stuff as fast as possible if industry is using water to make things. 254. So,
254 because
correct.
it's not just the wares, it's the total atmosphere of the kiln.
Well, it's no, it's not just the atmosphere. It's also like you've got to heat up all that mass, that physical mass. That's what needs to get to 212. And it won't do that very well if you are holding it at 180 for hours. So, and at 200, this I learned in the beginning of my career with Melody Lytle, the first person that I assisted when I got graduated from college. And it's a quarter inch per hour at 254. It's a quarter inch per hour. How thick are those things? It's a quarter inch per hour at that thickness. They're 1 inch thick.
Yeah, half inch. Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
So put it
So you
at
need at least
254.
at
Mm-hmm.
least 2 hours at 254 then.
Well, is it a quarter? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And so things have to, yeah, it has to reach that and then a quarter inch per
Yeah,
hour. So
that's
yeah,
crazy. The base didn't blow off on
that's
this one.
what the hold needs to be. Hmm?
This one worked out fine. So who? I have
But it
no
was
idea.
probably higher in the kiln, right?
It was lower.
It was
It was
lower. So
actually, yeah.
then,
It was.
so
It was.
your kiln fired hotter on top.
It did.
Interesting. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's my tip, my pretty tip. Here's
Well,
another
that's.
tip is I use this old credit card
Yep.
um to I pushed this into the mold
Yeah.
and I don't like a bottom because then I can push this thing out easier.
You know, it's funny. My one of my favorite tools,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to use it while we do this, is this little piece, which is a little cut credit card that I use.
Yeah, that's what this is. Yeah.
Yep, I use it for all my flanges because it's got a little pointy corner, and I can use it to
Mm-hmm.
carve. Oddly enough, when it's the right water, but
Yeah.
yeah. So you're way more than just a potter. So I read your article yesterday, the 518
Which
article,
one? The which?
518 profiles.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Oh, thank
Nice
you.
write up.
Thank you.
So what is the 518? Is that an area code in Mass?
No, it's New York.
Is
It's
it?
like, yeah, it's somebody bought a butter dish at the Saratoga Vessel show,
Oh
Vessel
yeah. Yep.
gallery.
Yep.
And so then they were like, it's a profiles magazine, I guess, in upstate New York.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in
Up at
is that
Saratoga.
yeah. Anyway, in that area or whatever. Anyway, so they contacted me and said they want to do something. And there was other I read their I kind of looked at some other issues and it just seemed like a lot of advertising and a lot of artist profiles. So anyway,
Well, it was a nice write up.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They did a good job.
I learned a lot that I didn't know about you.
Oh, like what?
So you graduated from Alfred in what, 92, you said?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I went to Alfred, but not
Uh-huh.
for ceramics.
Oh,
I
what'd you
was
go
a
for?
theater. I
Oh.
was a theater major at Alfred. I was actually more of just a drunk, I think, than anything else, but
It's a good
it
town
was
for
fun.
that.
Yeah, it was a great town for that. I made friends with a lot of good old famous potters, and I was good friends with Eric Cushing, so I got to know Val pretty well.
Oh,
Yeah, it
that
was.
was back in the day then.
Oh yeah, yep.
When
John
did you
Gill.
graduate from there?
Well, I didn't fully graduate. I left the town.
Okay.
I went back late in life. I didn't go back to school till I was about 30.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
so
Val was still around when you were
Val
there.
was still around. He was not teaching anymore, but he was
Yeah,
still
I
around.
had him like one of the last uh I was one of the last classes I think to have him.
Oh, that's so great. He's such a nice person. He
Yes.
was. One of my good buddies is Freddie Fredrickson. You know Freddie?
Yes, I do.
Freddie's a good dude. He just fixed the kiln for me, as a matter of fact. I got a kiln from a lady that was using it, and it was throwing an error code, and it was driving her nuts. So she said, "You want it?" And I said, "Well, I don't need it, but I'll give you $400 for it because it's at least the bricks are worth that." And she said, "Okay." So I took it over to Freddie, and Freddie said, "Well, the box is shot," so he just put a new Bartlett controller in it for me.
Yeah,
Yeah, for free, which was kind of nice.
that is nice.
Yeah. So you build kilns too. Tell me about this the rocket one. That's
The
cool.
rocket kiln. Okay,
Yes.
so it's based on the rocket heater, which is sort of a permaculture thing,
Uh-huh.
and well, it's all based on the rocket cooker, which is a design for cooking stuff using wood. So off-grid way to cook with using wood fuel as efficiently as possible so that there's no smoke and all of the wood gas energy goes
Uh-huh.
into heat and not smoke, because if you see smoke you're seeing unburned fuel. So the idea is to use kindling, so you don't even have to cut anything down. You can gather things that, branches that have fallen off of trees or whatever,
Uh-huh.
So it's especially useful in places where people have to, um, you know, like they do live off grid, not, by choice or whatever, but anyway,
Yeah.
they do. And in places that have used or typically use a three stone fire, like Guatemala,
Uh-huh.
um, so what um, what this is a an engineered way to shape the firebox so that there is a short, uh, like a way to load the wood, and then there's like a chimney, as it were, that you cook on top of, and
Okay.
then um, there's because you're using kindling, the surface area of the surface area of the wood is maximized so that the wood gases can escape quickly. The tall part of the chimney that you cook on top of acts as a straw to draw oxygen through very quickly. So it's those two things. You need kindling, you need the suction of a chimney to draw the wood through, the wood gas
Gotcha.
through, and ignite quickly. So that's the idea. And so this has also been turned into a heater. And I don't know if you can see this. Can you see me now?
Nope.
Right.
Oh,
Can you point it?
oh, there you are.
This right here
Uh-huh.
is a heater. So the tube is shaped like a J. We feed the wood vertically near the kindling. Here's some that we need to split. So we're not putting a log in ever. We're splitting this into like 10 pieces. And so nothing larger than our wrist.
Really?
It goes in here, it goes across there, it goes up and goes up to about here. So that acts like a straw, and it sucks the oxygen through the burning kindling really quickly so that all the wood gas can ignite and nothing is left out. Then it comes out. This is like there's a manifold down there, so it goes down into this. There's a pipe that runs through this, so it heats up this mass, which is clay also, which I love. And my dog sits there in the winter. It's warm. It's about 150 degrees. It's like a
Oh,
heating pad. And
oh,
then
it's
it goes out
fantastic.
that chimney, and outside there's no smoke. So it's also a heater. And I was like, after we built this, I was like, well, what if we put a kiln on top of that? Then what happens? And so we tried putting the kiln at the low part and the high part and in the middle. And anyway, so all the designs, which are on my website under projects, they're free. You can download it
Oh,
and
wow.
build it your own self. Or the wood fired rocket kiln Facebook group. There's a lot of people who just go there, and they don't even contact me at all. They get the designs, they download them from that Facebook group, which I'm not a big fan of Facebook, but hey, that group is somebody else started it. I'm a moderator on it, and I upload the most recent files. But anyway, it's really good, and you can just download it, and you can also go there and see what other people have been able to fire with it. It's really nice. Where's my
That's
envelope?
very cool.
Oh,
I saw in the one article it said you can get to cone 10 in 4 hours using just 4 pallets.
yeah. We did it actually in 2 hours and 15 minutes, and our stuff looks great.
Really?
Yeah,
That's mind blowing to me.
I
What do
know.
you fire to now? Do you go to cone 6 now, or what do you
No,
go
oh
to?
four.
Oh, 4.
I
Okay.
missed 01 ish and Blaze 04.
Okay.
But
Your
I'm doing
stylist.
it in an electric kiln most of the time.
Yeah, electrics are so easy. It's kind of hard to get away from. I love
It's
atmospheric firing. I'd love to have a big soda kiln out in my yard, but man, they're a lot of work and expensive, and I don't know.
I have two words for you:
What's that?
rocket kiln.
Rocket kiln. Free plans. Get one. I
Mm-hmm.
might actually look at that because one of my good buddies is Sean Murray. He's the kiln
Yeah, I
tech
know,
at Alpha.
Sean. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he took over for Freddie actually.
Yeah.
Great guy. Love him to death. And he makes really cool stuff, especially his kilns.
Mm-hmm.
But I talked to him years ago. I said, I want to build a small wood kiln. And he said, it's kind of an oxymoron. He's like, you can't, it just doesn't work. I said, well, what if you just put a bunch of baffles in there and control where the heat sits? And he's like, yeah, it doesn't work. But the rocket kiln was what I was looking at.
The rocket kiln
But
is something
you've
really
mastered that, it looks
different.
like.
Yeah, it doesn't operate on the same principles of a traditional wood kiln at all. And I love it that it's really low fuel. Like the environmentalist in me just is I'm all about that. I wouldn't be fooling with this if this was smoking out my neighbors or making any smoke at all, which it does not.
Yeah.
So
And
um
you live in Mass, you said, right?
I
Right?
live near Worcester, yeah, in a little town called
Worcester.
Northborough. But
Worcester.
yeah, I didn't pick the town. I picked basically this property. I moved 4 years ago, and it came with two barns, one of which was if I changed the garage door, it would turn into a studio. Because this studio here was like an Apple storage, so it was really uh insulated.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I wonder if insulation for heat or cool is different. So I checked with friends and they were like, nope, it's all the same. Insulation is insulation.
Insulation is insulation. I just had a
I
kid
didn't know
install.
that. Huh?
We took the insulation out of my wife has a wood studio right here next to my clay studio. And
Oh, wow.
when we moved in, it was like drop ceiling. And I think there was a bunch of mouse turds up there. So my wife tore it all
Gross.
out.
We have
Yeah,
that too.
nasty. But we didn't put it back in there for like years. And it was like two things. The cement floor in the studio was kind of
Hmm.
making the house cold, I think, upstairs because we had no insulation in there.
Yeah.
So I just had a kid. I paid a kid to come do it the other day. Nice kid, local kid, $50 an hour, and he did it. He did it in one day, and it's maintaining 62 degrees in the studio. It's fantastic.
Wow.
I'm
That's our
spoiled.
dream is 52, 62.
Oh, I'm
We're
totally
picking
spoiled.
in 12 cotton,
I
52.
had a wood burning stove in my studio when I lived in Alfred back in the day, and I'd have to go out
Yeah.
at 5 in the morning and start a fire, and
Eat it up.
I had a fish tank heater in my throwing water, and ugh. So I feel spoiled now.
Yeah. So
So you're not. Go ahead.
is your house in and your studio in the same building?
Yep, yep.
Oh, okay.
This studio was an addition onto the house. The guy we bought the house from was a boat builder. He was actually the shop teacher at the high school, and then he retired, and his wife passed away, and we moved here when the kids were little. I can see the high school from my studio window,
Hmm.
right down the street.
Yeah.
Mm. They got a snow day today. They're going over to the golf course to go sledding.
Uh-oh. That means it's going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch coming through, I think. But as I was reading your article, I read that you got your first wheel from a Sears catalog. That's fantastic.
Yes.
And how old were you when you wanted that?
I don't know, maybe 10 or 11,
That's too cool.
something
So
like
you,
that. I had the pots. There was no way for me to figure out how to fire them. Like, I just didn't know where any kiln was that I could access. So I just had like the little thrown clay things at the top of my bedroom. But
well,
I'd take clay, rehydrate it, and then reshape it into something else. Take the clay, rehydrate it, shape it into something else.
yeah. So you've been manipulating clay for a long time.
Well, yeah, because otherwise, I don't know. I just didn't have any other options.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you.
Hey, you know
Uh,
what, Brian Hopkins? If are you going to Ensika?
uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah, Brian Hopkins has a show called Mom's Kitchen or Mom's Collection, and
Hmm.
it's all the first pots we ever made and something we made today. We make today.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway,
Because
I'm
you
uh
got pieces in it.
yeah, one of each. I have the like a little ruffly thing I made in third grade. And so speaking of which, we need to ship that. Um so yeah, I have something in that. So Yeah.
Yeah, so many of artists that have been on this show, they all say my mom has a bunch of old crappy pots in her kitchen, and my mom sure does have a whole shelf full.
Yep. My
And I'm
mom
like,
did
oh,
too. I would wince.
yeah. I'm like, get rid of those. This look, this is I did an F this jar, and this is the one of the ones that the bottom blew off of.
Uh-huh.
So it's pink terracige wax resisted, and it just said F this in all directions on black clay. I was really
Oh,
excited, and then the bottom went the
yeah.
foot. Son of a biscuit. Oh
Yeah.
well, I'll make another one, right?
And you should change your firing schedule. If you want, I can send you a firing schedule from my friend Carla.
Yeah. Oh, I'll show you what I did. For so when we had our first meeting about the resistance show, Adaro was saying, I'd love it to have a little bit more be a little bit more conceptual than just F Trump or whatever it says
Right.
on the mugs, and that's great. That made me think a little bit, and I decided to do like a tattered American flag on the
Oh,
jar. So it's also
I
not
have one
only
of
is
those on a flagpole. It looks so bad. Have you seen my shredded flag?
No,
oh
I
that's
haven't really.
hilarious.
You should look at it when it's tatters. So yes, agreed. And yeah,
So not only is this tattered, but it's upside down. So when you
yeah, it
fly
is.
a flag upside down, it means
Mm-hmm.
distress.
Yeah.
So
Well, you
I,
got to comment while we still can.
oh God, it's insane. That's a whole nother
Yeah.
show. That's a whole nother show. Oh goodness. So yeah, your style's been your style is so like iconic. You've been doing that for so long. I got a buddy's got a piece of yours. I don't know where he got it. I'll have to ask him. But I love what you do. You build it up with like a slip.
Yeah. I use trailing slip from a pastry bag, and yeah. So then I am laying down slip, and Lewis will be adding sprigs. Do you want to show some sprigs?
Yeah, sure.
What's your sprigging, Lewis?
These?
What
Yeah, just
underglazes do you use, Lisa?
what?
What underglazes do you use?
I make my own base,
Uh huh.
which is a Pete Pennell Betty Woodman base that I got because I love using there's some sprig molds again. They're clay. If I say, "What is this material?" everybody always answers plaster. No,
Yeah.
molds
No.
can be bisque, and if they're
Yeah.
bisque to '08, they work great. And let's see if I have a. Oh, I'll be right back. 1 second. I'm showing you something relevant.
Okay. Good. I like bisking molds because I feel like they're stronger. To tell you the truth,
Yeah,
at least
they are
at least the way
stronger.
I make
Yeah,
plaster.
they don't have the fine detail though. So
No.
I shape my figures on plasticine on a board, and this is like flooring, you know.
Yeah.
And then take a glob of clay and stick it on there, and then 1/4 inch per hour, put it in the kiln. What's the thickest part of this? At 245, 254. And then fire it to '08. If I fire hotter than '08, my clay doesn't release. It has to be like '08 ish. Um,
Yeah.
so
That's
that,
interesting. Otherwise, you got to cover it with cornstarch, right?
yeah, and I don't want to cover my stuff with cornstarch because then nothing will, I don't know,
Yeah.
it doesn't always burn off, and I'm going to have spots of
Yeah. And it
places
doesn't
where the
stick.
glaze doesn't stick.
It also
Yeah.
leaves.
You got to kind of scrape
And it
away the
leaves
cornstarch.
marks. Yeah, I'm not going to fool with cornstarch. I'm just going to go just
Hmm.
empty. Anyway, so he rubs them into molds. Can you show that?
Oh yeah.
Here. This is we rub it in uh very thin like butter or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, see how thin? And
Oh,
then
that's super cool.
dip them in water and stick them on. That's what he's doing right now. Let me give you that. And they stay in that. That's what I do use plaster on. Is that the bottom of that Tupperware? Like you have to use a decent Tupperware that actually seals.
Yeah.
And so, and then we have a little bit of plaster to kind of hold the water, and they'll stay for months in there.
Yeah, a
Good.
little mini damp box. But
Mhm.
so you just dip them in water. You don't have to score them at all.
No. Do you want to see here?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you the magic. Okay. Um. All right.
So you just take this, dip it in there, and then wherever there's slip,
Wherever there's the ugliest part of slip.
press it on.
Yeah. And my
Okay.
philosophy is put it anywhere.
The ugliest part of slip. Cover the ugliest part.
Yeah. That's
I
what
do
I
that when I
like.
put on a handle.
John Glick, he said that at a workshop. I'm like, wise. Yeah. That's where he put his handle too.
Yeah, I find the
Thank you,
worst
John Glick, for
spot
that.
of the
Yeah.
outside of the mug, and then I just cover
Yeah.
it.
Exactly. Um,
So you were born in Texas. What part of Texas?
Well, I was born in West Texas, in the middle of nowhere. So in a hamlet known as Eastland.
Eastland.
It was a like desperate old oil town. If you've ever seen oh, what's that movie? Last Picture Show? Kind
Oh,
of
no.
along, oh my God, world's greatest movie. But
Gotta write
not
it
for
down.
children. All right. But
Okay, last picture show.
yeah, Last Picture Show. That was my mom's favorite movie because it reminded her so much of the awful West Texas town that she grew up in.
All
Anyway,
right.
so it was one of those. Um, and
Remember Papillon with Steve McQueen?
yes.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
that was such a great movie. They don't make good movies
Yeah.
like that anymore.
Oh,
You know, it's funny when we were talking about the Sears thing. I don't think kids even know what Sears is anymore.
do y'all know what Sears is anymore?
Oh, we do. We just don't have it. But we know
Yeah, we
it
don't have
exists.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
You've heard of it? You've heard
I know
of
what a
it?
department store is. You know.
Okay.
yeah. Sears is like the Walmart of our time, right?
It was. And it
Yeah.
was the Amazon
hmm
because
Yeah.
everything that they didn't have in the store, they had it in the catalog, which
Yeah.
was this massive thing that was
Yeah.
like
It weighed
couple
like
like
4 pounds.
really large town, large city phone book, you know? And
Same
it
as
had
J.C. Penney.
literally everything, huh?
Same as J.C. Penney. Same thing.
Yeah. Well,
hmm
JCPenney wasn't as good as Sears. Sears was
No,
more thorough.
no. J.C. Penney was the dollar store to Sears's Walmart.
Yeah. And still is.
Yes. I don't know. I think J.C. Penney's gone.
No, it's
I'm still
it's
kicking.
yeah, it's still around. At least it is around here. It's like not attractive, and I don't know who goes there, but
Yeah.
and also I don't even know who goes to malls anymore.
Oh, my kids want to go. I'm like, I am not going.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Why do they
everything's
want
so
to go to the
overpriced.
mall? Is something happening at the mall? Because nothing's
Yeah.
happening at the mall near me.
No. So you're one of the cohorts too. Tell us about the cohort program.
Okay. So this was something started by Simon Levin, who
Yep.
is, I mean, I love the idea of discussions of professional practices because I feel like there isn't one model. Like there
Oh no.
isn't that one country potter that sits there and just does the one thing. We all do a whole bunch of things. And Simon's genius is he tries a whole bunch of things. And
Yep.
so I love how this started, where he juried a wood fire show and he didn't jury and he rejected someone's work. And they were someone who could not move. They already had a wood kiln and they weren't going to go to grad school because he was like, basically he didn't jury someone in and they went back and said, all right, what's the deal? Why didn't you put me in this show? And he was like, oh, well, if you really want to know this, and
Yeah,
that.
I'll tell you. Yeah.
And they were like, oh, well, okay, well, how do I work on that? And he's like, well, I have this apprenticeship program. And she was like, no, I'm married and my kid's in school. I have a wood kiln. I'm not coming and being your apprentice.
hmm
And so then then the pandemic hit and he was like, oh, Maybe we can do some sort of online class. And so
That's genius.
he created, and so he got a few other people who would also be interested in like doing online discussions, and critiques and stuff. And so that was the first. I think that's right. I mean, I could be wrong, but anyway, this is at least some of my facts are right that I'm telling you now.
That's
Simon,
good.
if you're listening to this and I got something wrong, I'm sorry. I'm trying
Sorry,
over here.
Simon.
Anyway, um, so that person is now getting into a bunch of national shows, and so that's
Wow.
as are lots of our cohorts. Like they're getting into grad schools and doing really great projects and stuff like that.
I did a
So,
hand building demo for the cohorts 2 years ago, I think.
oh, you did? Cool.
Yeah, Jen Harnetti,
Uh-huh.
and
Birdie.
Birdie Boone. Yeah, it was a blast.
Mm-hmm.
Birdie's fun.
Awesome.
I met her at Pentaculum.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
Yes. I was at a pentaculum with her too, but it was not the same one as you, I don't think.
No, mine
Or
was a
was
couple
it?
years ago. I love that
No,
place. It's so
this
fun.
other one was like more than 10 years ago.
That's
Anyway,
interesting. The online program. That's kind of genius. I said
yeah,
to my
and
wife,
it seems counterintuitive that it would work, but it does. So what we meet one on one twice a
"Yep,
month for an
yep,
hour. Fine, I usually talk longer than that. I'm trying not to, but I always do. That it seems like at an hour and 5 minutes, it's just getting good,
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah."
anyway, and we talk about just like the conversation their work is in. We talk about foot, lip, like the design elements of everything and how they work together. We
Hmm.
talk about the larger, greater conversation that the work happens to be in. Um, we talk about antecedents and what has come before. I usually get everybody to start drawing and posting drawings. There are some great online museums, so we use those to go on
Hmm.
quests through, um, and just sort of teach the eye. And then I have a whole critique rigmarole that I like to use, which is and I sort of teach people how to critique work. When I was in school, it was the style for somebody to, usually a man, walking up and down the all the beginner pots and insulting them, and that was our
Yeah,
critique.
yeah.
And that happened a lot in that era, and I could not take it, and I did not find it really helpful or useful.
No,
So,
no.
so anyway, we start with the elements of art and principles of design, and I have a PowerPoint that I made of 3D ceramic objects, mostly. There's a few Goldsworthies in there. That
Oh, I love Andrew
that
Goldsworthy.
Yeah, that just basically teach people how to use those things to, to note. Like when a great design, when a great piece of art is happening and it takes your breath away, it tells you why. Those things can oftentimes tell you why your breath is being taken away, plus the poetic idea. So we just try to like have our list handy right there so we can become fluent in discussing work.
Hmm.
And anyway, so yeah, and then we have a critique. Although actually, I I'm always like, oh, I'm going to be on the hook or whatever. I feel like mostly everybody gets really good at discussing work, and the word critique is so ugly. It sounds like you're going to attack something. So
Yeah,
we changed it. We For a while we called it tips and pointers at one of my cohorts' requests, and then lately it seems more realistic to call it group wisdom, because
yeah.
the
I like
group
that.
always knows. It's so weird how well a group can just name the thing, but within this language framework, they can name that so kindly and so honestly, because we're all earnestly working over here trying to get better at this stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be mean about it. You
No,
can
and it's
just say, is this lip authentically like a choice, or is it a default, or what is it, why was that a choice, or
yeah.
is this lip that you chose going to be better on a different cup, you
It's
know?
really nice to hear you say that. Actually,
Mhm.
in the time I spent at Alfred, even though
Uh-huh.
I wasn't in the arts program, a lot of my friends were, and I
Hmm.
remember seeing some of my friends in the bar that evening after a crit, just in tears.
Well, I mean, yeah. And it's not, and I don't think any of us, I mean,
That's
not
unproductive,
that
right?
tears are bad, but maybe hopefully it doesn't come from cruelty, but maybe from realization of like, oh, I need, it's
I need to
basically
work on this. Yeah,
illuminating a blind spot. I don't know if that needs to be a tears situation.
yeah,
At
yeah, yeah.
RISD, so Lewis graduated from RISD. Lewis,
Mhm.
were you in tears after any critiques?
I definitely felt bad about myself a couple of times, but it was like that was a
Yeah,
helpful feeling, you know? Like I think crits should not be soft for want of not hurting somebody's feelings necessarily. Like I think a good crit is honest, but a good
yeah.
crit is honest but not cruel, right?
Right.
Like you
Correct.
shouldn't be crying because somebody's insulting you, but yeah, crying's okay if you're like realizing, oh, I feel like I've been wasting my time. Now I'm
Yeah,
learning something new about myself. That's all right. That's perfectly
yeah.
healthy, you know?
Hmm. I remember one girl. She had a painting crit. She was a painter, and she made this section of her painting blue. And they spent a lot of time asking her what she meant by that. And she said, "How about I just like the color blue?" Like, why is that not an acceptable answer? They wanted her to go deeper, and she's like, "I don't know, I don't have anything deeper," but she was crying. But you're right though, Lewis. It's not always bad, but I think it's the delivery that is the
Well,
is
it's the delivery, and yeah. I just don't see how cruelty is useful
no. So that's
in
good to hear from
critiques.
somebody like yourself who's been in academia. That's good to hear.
Well, yeah, I think I needed a lot of therapy, honestly. Will you hand me a back to put this on? No, I'm not
Yeah,
making that up at all.
yeah, yeah.
Um, you know, um, especially, you know, around some of these like giants in ceramic. Like that's the fun thing about Alfred is you're around all these like figures
Yeah.
that we respect so much, and it can be like you just feel so small, and I don't know.
So it's funny you say that because I was over Freddie's house and we often talk about Val, and we were talking about Val once, and he said, what was amazing about Val? He said,
Mm.
one time we're standing in the hallway of Alfred, and this girl comes over. She's new. She's making her first cup or whatever. And it's this giant, clunky, you know, just giant, junky mug, and she
Yeah.
says, Mr. Cushing, look what I did. And he grabbed it and said, oh, this is wonderful. You did this well. This is great. This is well, you could do this, this, and this. And Freddie said he remembers saying to Val when the girl walked away, like, how do you do that? That was a terrible mug. He said it's not hard to be nice to people.
Right.
Like, yeah, so you can like you said, it doesn't need to be cruel. You can make your point nicely, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think
Yeah.
Val did really well.
So anyway, that's cohorts in a nutshell.
Yeah, I've heard great things, and there's lots of great teachers there. Is it Naomi Clement one of them, or
Yeah. Oh no,
uh,
she's not.
she's not? Who
Mm-mm.
else is there? Candace Meathy? I'm trying to think of
Meta, no.
Meta. Is that how you say her last name?
Uh-huh.
Oh, good to know.
Like the
I was
Facebook.
I was going to talk to her
At
about
least,
being on the show.
yeah, you should.
Yeah,
She's
yeah, yeah.
fantastic.
I love her pots. I haven't seen much of her lately. I wonder what she's doing.
Um, she
Living
moved
life.
she's in Maine now. She's a
Oh,
maniac.
dude, Maine is
Look,
beautiful.
I'm putting a knob on there. Needs to
Oh, I
be
love it.
big enough that you can get your fingers under it. My early ones were way too low. And you're
Yeah,
using butter. might slip.
Yeah, exactly. I made a butter dish the other day. And it's funny. I had Milo Barazin on the show,
Uh-huh.
and I said, "Isn't it weird? Butter dishes are like teapots. They have to work, but they're tough to make. To make correctly, I
Yeah.
say."
Yeah.
And he said to me, he said, every time I make one, it's hard for me not to make it just huge. And I said, "Oh my God, I so agree with that."
Why? Why
I
is
don't
it hard
know.
to make it huge?
I made a butter dish last year for a friend of mine. He called it a butter lunchbox.
Oh,
It was huge. I just made this one for a buddy. I said, "Does it have to say butter on it, or is that inferred?" And he said, "Could you write butter?" So I wrote Butta.
that's funny.
I make them like boxes like this, Lisa. Just like so it's got like a
Oh,
flange rim,
oh,
so the
that's
label fits.
nice.
And
Yeah.
you know what I like about it when I do that is the butter stays inside the flange, so it doesn't get on the outside of the flange.
I listen. I make I'm from Texas, right?
Yeah,
So our butter, if it was out on the counter, it would separate in our house because we did not turn our house like really freezing cold. So you need a ledge here for the lid to go on so that if it separates and you put it back in the fridge and then you take it back out, like all that puddle is down there. And
yeah,
so I don't like butter dishes that just sit on a where the lid like sits on the flat part where it separates.
yeah, yeah. Because then the butter will go underneath it, and then it'll stick, won't it?
It'll stick and yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah. Oh, so how was Flower City? That was fun. What a nice group that was.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
really
Fantastic.
cool to be involved in
Yeah,
that.
everybody they're doing such neat PR things. Like they went so it's Flower City. Do you know why it's called Flower City?
Rochester is like has the Lilac Festival every year. Does it have to do with something like that?
Sort of. But it used to. I think they used to grind or grow flour in the area, and
Hmm.
then grind up. Here you go. Um, and then like mill it or something.
Okay.
So it was FLOUR.
No kidding.
Uh-huh. And then at some point uh Rochester was rebranding itself because it wasn't doing that same industry. I guess it's got maybe it changed to like photography and stuff, with
Eastman
Kodak
took
and
over.
everything.
Yeah.
I don't
Hmm.
know.
Hmm.
Anyway, so then they decided to become the FLOWER city. So
That's interesting
yeah, I
because
don't know. We
seven
have
months a
to
year there are
give.
no flowers in Rochester.
But what they're doing as a really fun, it's a little bit of a hide and seek thing, is they put on their social media their hide. Well, then they hide little ceramic flowers with a tag that says "Come to the Flower City Pottery Invitational." They put like 200 of them out there.
Oh,
And one
neat.
time when I was at the door, this guy walked in. He goes, "I found this thing, and it told me to come here, so here I am."
It worked.
Yeah.
I was going to hide some mugs around Nsika this year. I'm pretty excited about Nsika. I'm doing a couple of demos. We got the Resistance show. Oh, I got invited to be in a pop up, so that's going to be a blast.
Oh, fun.
If I can stay up that late, it's like it goes till 9 p.m.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
who stays up that late?
Uh, uh, here they are.
What do you got there?
I said, Lewis stays up that late.
Oh, yeah.
He's in bands.
Oh, right on, rock and
So,
roll.
like probably the gig doesn't even start till 9, right?
Sometimes.
Back when I was in my 20s, my dad would say, "Nothing good happens after 10 p.m." And I used to say, "Well, Dad, everything good happens after 10 p.m."
Yeah.
Now, if I'm up at 10, I've had coffee too late.
Yeah.
Uh,
I hate that feeling.
I know, when you're just laying there and you can't fall asleep.
Mm-mm.
What else do you have going on in Nsika? You'll be there, I assume, right?
Yeah. I'm going to have some stuff in the art stream. I'm going
Uh-huh.
to be in that mom's collection show, that Brian Hopkins thing.
Yep.
So, but that's all like a piece here, a piece there. I'm going to be in a Flower City 10-year retrospective. They needed, it's at this wonderful gallery, but it's at a 55 and over center of some sort. And so we had to pick all the artists that were 55 and over. So,
I just turned 55 2 weeks ago.
oh, we should have gotten you.
Darn.
I don't know. You just you've got such a youthful vigor. So.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, sorry. We're like, not him. He's too
Yeah,
young.
I am oddly 55. It's just strange for me to say. Oh, I
No.
always assumed, you think that people that are 55 are old. And then when you get to 55, you're like, that's not old. It's not even close.
No, 55 is the new 35.
Yes. I just watched something on the news the other day. We're talking about how people are going to be living like way longer and it's going to be a problem.
I don't know. We're bringing some diseases back, so we can let polio and stuff kill us off.
Yep. They were. I saw this documentary on the polar ice.
Yes.
Well, they're
measles.
out.
We have measles too, so
Yeah.
we can all die from that instead.
Well, this documentary about the polar ice, it's like as this stuff thaws, that's been thawed for 10,000 years. There's germs in there from 10,000 years ago.
Well, there's germs, and then there's methane. There's all the methane that's stored too. So it's just going to cook us.
Yep, nothing to see here.
You know. Yeah.
So in the article I was reading, I don't know if it was a misprint or maybe it's something you can explain to me. She said it said you soaked them in terracotta. Is that correct, or did she mean terracid?
Well, no. I don't soak them. I dunk. It's a little dunk. I dunk them in red art water, red art slip.
Really?
So I just and it's a very thin solution. It's specific gravity 120. So it's watery red art water. Because I glaze the whole entire pot.
So what does the red art do?
It gives it, okay, you can see this cup, right? It outlines everything.
Yeah, kind of like doing a black wash.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. And you do that pre-bisque?
Mm-mm. Oh, yeah, pre-bisque. Yeah, when it's dry. I didn't used to.
Going dry.
Right. But can I borrow yours for a sec?
Can we still get red art, or is it Newman's we can't get?
It's Newman's we can't get. Okay, see that right there? See, it's dunked. It's dunked in there, and then the glaze, the alkaline glaze is a hungry glaze, and so it dissolves the thin layer, but it doesn't dissolve the thick layer. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So people are like, "Oh, you just dunk it." No, you can see here. See, like it's just like it lands, it stays where it stays, which I like.
I gotta try that. That's pretty cool.
It's a neat trick. I got it from Betty Woodman. Giving credit.
Pre-bisque. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, she tried all kinds of. She actually used real sage. I did that for the longest time, but making sage, the yield is so low, and it's such a long process, and I use it. I rip through it so fast, and then I would glaze the entire pot. So I'm like, this could just be red art water. So I used to use Alfred Pale when I was in Alfred. That stuff is nice. It's redder. It's a redder color.
It's the terracotta. Really
yeah.
The terracotta from the Alfred area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would go pick it up in chunks at the old mine.
What was I going to say? So I had a question. I got to go back now because I was just thinking about that for the glaze. So is that a clear glaze you put over all that?
No, it's here. I'm doing some tests, so I'll show you my giant test tiles. No, it's mostly this blue glaze. It's got 1% copper in it, but it's a nice turquoise. And use this guy as a sample. So I use these engobes, right, underneath. Like I brush them on when I'm making stuff. And so then I brush the engobes on. And so all my glazes are just clear. And so this is engobe underneath like an aventurine crystalline glaze that's sort of an amber basically. Here's the 1%. But see, that like you can still see the yellow and some, you know, like the engobe with that light layer of blue over it. Like I have a clear, I just don't use it much.
No, that seems to. I love
This
it.
works fine,
Yeah.
you know.
What's your favorite thing to make, Lisa? And least favorite?
Favorite thing to make?
Yeah. Do you have one?
I don't know.
As I said, do you even have one?
No, not really. I mean, I like all my stuff. Sometimes if oh my God, I better not say that. But somebody will make an order for like a cookie jar or something. And because I don't, I try not to eat very many cookies as a lady of a certain age. And so I don't make like a cookie jar. It's just sort of not a shape I'm attracted to. And so, but the things that I am, like I really like a butter dish. I don't eat much butter. I do think that the butter moment is very special. Like if you have butter, like appreciate it and then celebrate it in something, that's very fancy and yet useful. And so I like the fanciful way a butter dish looks. So elaborate, kind of. And so it sort of elevates the table in a way. If you've got a loaf of bread, like somebody was like, I'm bringing a loaf of bread on the way. I'm like, okay, all I have to do is get out that butter dish and it's kind of equal,
Yeah. Well, you'll like my little silly idea here. Hold on, I'll show you.
Okay.
So Milo Berezin was on the show the other day. And do you know Milo? He makes fun little cool things. Like he made a little jar for Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
He made a mini box for Band-Aids. And we were talking about how it's so hard to make butter dishes that aren't huge. So I said, why don't we just make mini ones? And then everyone, when they come over for dinner, can have their own little butter dish. So look, Lisa.
Oh my God, how fun is that?
Look,
that is so cute.
It's a little tiny. So then each person gets a chunk of butter, and everyone gets at their place setting their own little butter dish.
Oh my goodness, so cute. It's like those tiny mini salts, those special little teeny salts.
Yeah, a little salt. What do you call those things?
Salt shaker.
Salt cellar, salt shaker. Yeah. So
it's very Victorian.
My wife said that's ridiculous. I was like, it's genius. Is it genius or is it ridiculous?
I don't know. To me, it's hard to get a knife in there, a butter knife.
Probably true. I don't know. That's what happens when I got too much time in the studio. I feel like time's going quick, though. I go back to work in April, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Where do you work?
Oh, I run a golf course that's about a mile from my house, and I've been doing that for 20 years. I've been a golf pro for 20 years, and
oh, wow.
Yeah, my grandma took me to play when I was a kid, and that was the only time I got with my grandma because my parents were split up, and it was like a special time to hang out with grandma, and who knew? I was just good at it,
Yeah.
So I've been playing since I was 5 years old.
See, that's another side hustle. I feel like that for pottery careers, people really want information. So I'll add that to my list. Run a golf course. Like all the things that you do to cobble a career together. Because I teach cohorts. I had 6 things. Let's see if I can figure them all out. I sell things at shows retail myself. I do wholesale to certain shows or whatever, or consignment, like Schaller or whatever.
You talking about yourself or some of your other cohorts?
No, me.
Uh-huh.
And I teach workshops. And so that's another stream of income. Have I said 3 or 4 already now?
That's
I think that's 4,
Yep.
5. What? Oh yeah, Etsy. Oh yeah, I have a house
Yeah.
numbers line, which I did not want to be in the house number business. This was not my dream. Speaking of which, I need you to make a whole bunch of those little dishes, catch-alls.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna remind you, and we need to take some videos. Remind me to remind you.
Okay.
Okay.
To remind you,
Anyway,
I need
yeah,
a Lewis.
I know you do need a Lewis.
Everybody needs a Lewis.
Everybody needs a Lewis. Let's see what else. I don't know. For a while there, I was selling DVDs.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, online workshops. That's another thing to do.
Oh, those are
That's
fun.
what
I did a
Naomi's
couple
doing.
last
That's
year.
why you thought Naomi was teaching with us. Yeah,
Yeah. I did one for Tommy Frank. Do you know Tommy Frank
I
Arts?
do know him. Yes.
What a cool guy. It's super nice. Turns out he painted Bill's house at Aramont there. What's Bill's last name? Oh, darn it.
Griffith.
Bill Griffith. Yeah.
Griffith.
I was at Bill Griffith's house. We were talking about Tommy Frank, and he said, "Oh, he painted this house." I'm like, "What? It's such a small
Funny.
world."
Yeah.
I love
What was
teaching
Tommy
workshops.
doing over there? Huh?
I love teaching workshops. You know what sucks is I got one coming up in March in Virginia,
Yeah.
and my daughter is the lead of the play for the first time ever, and it's the weekend of my workshop. So I got to move my workshop, which kind of sucks, but I can't miss that.
No.
No, she'd
Family
never talk to me
first.
again. Yeah, family first, 100%. And and I called down there. I said, if you can move it to a couple of days later, I'll go see the first show and come down the next day. But I can't not be there, and I feel terrible. But thank God they didn't do any of the promotional stuff yet, and only 2 people had signed up so far. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm going to do, Lisa? I'll pick your brain on this. I think it's going to be fun. So this software I use here for the podcast.
Riverside something.
Yeah, Riverside. It's fantastic for podcasts and stuff like that. But you can have 3 different cameras or 4 different cameras on at a time. So in case you're interviewing different guests. So I bought this machine that controls which camera you're looking through. It's called a video switcher.
Okay.
So I'm going to have my laptop as one camera. I'm going to set up an iPad over there as another camera, and then my phone as a third camera. And I'm going to do this thing here. So this I make a bunch of these little trinket boxes, just terracage boxes, black clay. So I'm going to do a video of the entire process from start to finish. And then put it on my website. Like, hey, make this box with me for $25 or $30,
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? And then I'll do all sorts of different forms. I'll do a casserole dish and do some plates and, do a pitcher, teapot.
What I like is how Dallas Wooten does it also, which is, he videos somebody making something and then he sells that video and he pays you for the workshop.
Yeah.
That's, another model for my professional practices list.
That's kind of the same way Frank Arts does his thing. You do it from home, and he promotes it, and you get half. It wasn't bad.
Right. Yeah.
And then there's Ceramics Monthly one you can do with them, the workshop from home.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
They started that in the pandemic too, I think.
Yeah.
Because they have other ones that are at their location, but I don't know if they are still doing that or what. But
it used to be where you would show up and you would do a hand building thing like from that one room that everybody did.
That one room, that brick room.
That brick room with the little fireplace behind it. I remember because I used to watch those things religiously when I was learning. I was obsessed with all things ceramic back in the day.
Well, see, now the young people are all learning from a video and I think you might, that's the other thing is, for the people, and I do have some cohorts who are like this, who they pretty much are self-taught from all the tons of information that's out there on video, but it's nice to, get some eyeballs on your work,
Yeah.
I've been doing this 45 years And I feel like I learned, like I'm not too proud to get a critique, and
Yeah.
you know, like because it's just illuminating blind spots, and
Yeah.
so I love that. Anyway, never too old for that.
No. Wes Brown, you know Wes
I do know Wes.
from Flower City.
Yes.
He was on the show. Him and I both watched the same guy on YouTube, Simon Leach, back in the day.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I learned so much from watching Simon, and he
Well,
said, oh my
back
god.
in my day, I had to read Bernard Leach's book.
Oh
So,
yeah, yep. That was his grandfather, I think.
um, mm,
Do
yeah,
you have a copy of Val Cushing's Orange Book somewhere in your studio?
yeah,
I assume you
not in the
do.
studio,
Yep.
but
I've
it's
had
over there in the library.
I've had 4 of those things, and somewhere I don't know where it is now. Now I need another one. You know, you used to only be able to get that from the pharmacy in Alfred.
Yeah, but now I think you get it from the Alfred bookstore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I went to their new museum last year with a buddy of mine. He used to work for oh gosh, what's her name? She's the curator. Darn it, that's gonna drive me nuts. But we had like a little personal walkthrough tour of the basement. Oh my
With
gosh.
Wayne.
No, not Wayne. Oh God, what's her name? She runs the thing. Oh, darn it. She's at NCCA every year.
Okay.
I'll point her out to when I see her. But oh my God, we were walking through the basement and there was like a Picasso picture, and it was
Yeah.
all kind of mind blowing. It was
I
sort
like
of
their antiquities. Like they have a Korean, I don't know, it reads as a goblet to me, but it when you shake it, it's got like little balls that make a sound for some
really
dang
like a little
reason.
shaker inside.
Yeah.
That's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it's like Toshiko. She always put little balls in her even the giant ones have like little balls that roll around and make a noise when you move it.
Interesting. Well, we're almost at an hour. What else we got?
Okay.
What else we got to chat about here?
Yeah, what
I
else
don't
do you
know.
want to
I could just chat with you forever. I could just pick your brain. So the whole like premise behind this show was this what we're doing right now. I want to sit and make stuff with you. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I could just sit here and have coffee and make butter dishes for days and just chat
Yeah.
about ceramics. I love that.
Yeah.
So that's what the show is all about. But
Awesome.
so I'm glad we got to see you work. That's priceless to me. So thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm
Inspired.
excited to see you at NCCA. We'll see you at the show. Oh, how long is that show up? Do you know? Or is that one
Oh,
day?
everything just through, well, the Brian Hopkins one starts in January and ends at NCCA basically. All the rest of them are like up for 3 or 4 days. You know, it's sort of like Wednesday through Friday,
The
Tuesday through Friday,
the
Tuesday.
resistance one. I mean,
The which one?
the
Yeah,
resistance
Tuesday.
one. That was,
It goes down the protest coat. It
okay, cool.
is coming down on Friday evening, I believe.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm driving in. Are you flying in or driving in?
Flying. Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
You know what I did this time? I learned over a couple years. I have a hotel that is like 1 block away. I wanted to get one directly across the street where you could walk across that second floor tram right into the place, but
Yeah.
you
Like a
know,
happy
the older I
trace.
get. Yeah, I want to be able to walk over and take a quick nap.
Exactly. Those little
Yeah.
power naps during NCCA can really be helpful.
There is so much to see. It's so
Yeah.
fun. You know, and now with the pop-ups, I think there's like 20 something pop-ups this year.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
How do you? Wow. Okay.
Which is
That's
fun.
a lot
I
of
think
pop-ups.
it's cool. It's kind of spreading it throughout the city, I think. I think it's good for the city. It makes people walk around.
Yes. And yeah, it's kind of like a craft show at NCCA. I like all these brewery shows, you know.
Yeah. Yep, that's the one we're in. We're at the Trumbull Hotel, I think. It's going to be fun. I get to go see my buddy Paul Blaze. You know Paul?
I do. Yeah.
He's so much fun. He's my cigar buddy. We always find a cigar lounge and go have a cigar. Two old guys walking around. But it's a lot of fun because then we can walk around the city. We get to enjoy the city that we've never been to, and we get to see all these galleries that are in town and they have great shows. That's kind of fun.
I think you need a top hat to go with that cigar.
need a monocle and a
A
cane.
monocle, yeah. I don't know. People might throw things at you.
Oh, for smoking a cigar?
No, for looking like the Monopoly man.
For looking like the Monopoly guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had worse.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I appreciate your time, hon. And you got to give us one good tip. You started with a tip, but now you got to add one tip.
Oh,
Come on, you got millions.
I do have millions. I liked your one about stretching in the studio. I think that's really important.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna say a tip that's gonna be obscure and not useful to anyone except me.
Oh, we love
But
those.
or another tip. Okay. So one tip is you're never too old to take a workshop. And so
That's wonderful.
I take workshops still as somebody who's been doing this many years. So as an example, I took a workshop a summer and a half ago. Summer. Well, let's see. Last summer was it? Summer before last in Mexico from an Iranian guy on Iranian in luster firing, like how to do that. And that's another reason everybody needs a rocket kiln, because you can luster fire outdoors, even though they are not smoky kilns. You turn them into smoky kilns for just a little while, but it's a low fuel smoky kiln that that you use to do your Iranian 10th century beautiful lusters.
Yeah.
And,
no, I love that.
And right now I'm taking a glaze class from Pete Pinnell because you've never taken glaze calculation too many times.
Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about ceramics.
I'm already learning so much.
With ceramics, I feel like there's just so many millions of different ways to do it. You'll never know them all, And once you feel like you start to learn them all, you forgot the ones you used to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a great tip. I took a workshop 2 winters ago from Jen Allen, because I just wanted to watch her hand build, and it was fantastic.
Exactly.
And then and while she's hand building, I was like, oh, well, that's mind blowing. Like you see somebody do something a different way, and you go, oh, that makes perfect sense. I was taking all these notes.
Yeah. I know.
And then I saw one listed today for Candace Mehta. And I said, oh, I would love to just take that just to build with her.
Yeah, especially because you're such a hand builder.
Yeah, I mean, it'd just be so much fun just to grab a big thing of clay and a half a pot of coffee and just sit there with her for 2 hours.
Yes. So that is something that's so new. It was, nowhere around in the early 80s when, you just showed up and took workshops from people.
Yeah, the whole online
at
thing
art centers.
It's totally new. But so tell us, before we leave, tell us your website and where people can find your work.
LisaOrr.com. There's some at Schaller. Oh yeah, I'm in a show coming up called New England Potters, New England Ceramists. Anyway, something like that. It's in February at Schaller Gallery. And I feel weird to be part of the New England community. I still feel very Texan from Austin. But yeah. So LisaOrr.com for some things. Lisa Orr. I'm trying to update. Will you help me update my website?
Sure.
Young people. Because they can just cut, paste. Like they can and that is where you will find all my shenanigans. And I have an Instagram. I don't pay that much attention to it because my Facebook got hacked and they took down my Instagram just because they were connected. And my Facebook got hacked because the fake buyer of a junky stove I was selling said they wanted my phone number so they could just text me while they were on their way over. And, nothing had looked weird until that point. And I was like, okay, because I had just bought a new stove on Facebook and we exchanged phone numbers. So that felt normal. Yeah. But there's so much of our information and repeated passwords and stuff like that on out there on the dark web. that people can buy little packets of it for $30 and stuff. And I think it's really risky. So a tip is, can I give a real important security tip?
Tip
Okay.
like crazy. Yep.
So someone Google Voice. So when they took my phone number, when they knew my phone number, they logged into Google and they used my phone number as their Google Voice so that they used my 3-digit codes to reset all my passwords. And
Wow.
so I got locked out of Facebook. I got banned for doing something inappropriate. I don't know what it was. It was very fast. It went by really fast. Facebook, meanwhile, was like emailing me, hey, are you logging in from San Bernardino? Hey, are you logging in from Tamaulipas, Mexico? Hey, are you logging in from UK? And I'm like, no, it wasn't me. No, it wasn't me. No, it wasn't me. But they
Yeah.
were using VPNs from all over the place
Wow.
and doing all this stuff. Anyway, so I lost my Instagram and that where I had a bunch of followers and content that I cared about. So now I do have an Instagram. I have I guess the same or different followers. I don't know, back whatever. But I don't feel as connected to it because it's a very fragile platform. But I do still have it because people contact me through there. They look for me. And so while people I respect have moved to Mastodon and stuff like that, I haven't I just sort of pay less and less attention to that stuff, but I keep a presence. So that presence is Lisa Orr Pottery. I believe it's Lisa Orr Pottery. My old one was Lisa Orr Potter. And there's no way, even though you show them your passport picture and your driver's license and everything like that, you can never get your old accounts back. You probably have to know somebody. And I don't have those connections.
Yeah,
So,
nowadays you can use those they make passwords for you that are like impossible to get, hopefully. But well, that's too bad. Well, good to have you back.
no, but that's a tip. That's where you can find me, Lisa Orr Pottery, and Wood Fired Rocket Kiln Facebook group.
Yes.
I'm a moderator there. So please only post content that relates directly to rocket kilns. If you do not, I will delete it. Not out of malice, but not just to keep it clean and not cluttered with non-rocket content. But you should go and check out. There's some really nice pots there that people have.
I do want to check
Fired
that
with
out.
a rocket kiln. Yeah.
I want to see the plans of the rocket kiln too.
They're right there.
Yeah.
Look under the files tab. It's right there.
I'm going to check
Get your
those out.
printer, load up that printer paper. The document's 25 pages long. It is layer by layer how to build this thing.
Is it
All
soft
the
brick?
tools you need, all the links are there.
Is it all soft brick, Lisa?
There's some hard brick, but you can use all soft brick. My portable has all soft brick.
Have you been enjoying your F this mug you got?
Oh yeah, it's very useful for when I'm feeling peevish, which is often.
These are the resistance mugs. So again, it's the upside down flag, and it says F this on the back side. So
love it.
Yeah.
Layers. Your mugs have layers.
I like layers, but
yes.
Well, I appreciate your time, Lisa. This has been super fun. I look forward to
it's an honor to have been asked. Thank you so much.
Yes, thanks so much for being on the show, and hope you get to check out some of the other episodes. Got some fun ones coming up.
Okay.
I got a special guest for the season finale. I'm pretty excited about that.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're doing lots of giveaways too. Speedball's giving us a bunch of stuff to give away. So if you want to.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I keep giving away $100 gift cards. It's so fun.
Gift cards. I don't want any commercial products, but man, I'll take a gift card all day.
Yeah, heck yeah. All right, Miss Lisa, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. See you in Chico.
Okay.
Bye, Louis.
See ya.